Hey guys, welcome back to the FPSGeneral live stream. I'm of course MVC. Below me is Zacubus, not the bottom is Johnny of Curse. You're watching the ShootMania Curse Invitational, sponsored also by SteelSeries. We're all the way here in the winner bracket grand final between SK Gaming and Curse. And before we jump into that, why don't we just quickly announce the winner of the last SteelSeries Sensei Raw Gaming Mouse that we gave away for you predicting that Complexity would take the game 2-1. Against Monomaniac Esports, and that is, of course, Victor Mail, or Mal, or, yeah, Victor, let's say. So make sure you get a message sent to FPSGeneral on either Twitter or Own3D along with the email address. You'll have information on how you can, or where we can send the mouse to. And as always, mixing in the giveaway number 2, make sure you get your tweeted predicted outcome for the next winner bracket final best of 3 match between Curse and SK Gaming. In the following format, my SteelSeries Sensei Raw is on Team A winning whatever your predicted score is against Team B, making sure to include FPSGeneral and Curse Network to be in with a chance of winning our next SteelSeries Sensei Raw Gaming mouse. And we'll have Johnny announce that after the next game. But before we jump into the game, why don't we just play a quick video of the ShootMania Beta 2 that's available to play now. We're currently playing on Beta 1.5, so to speak, so we don't see the wall jump and a couple of the other features that are included, but it does have a lot of the new ones that are still in 1.5 that we're playing here today. And then we'll be right back here with the winner bracket grand final between SK Gaming and Curse. Hey guys, that was ShootMania Beta 2 ready to play on January 23rd, the full release of the game that is. But so we got the winner bracket final to come. It is SK Gaming going up against Curse, and to quickly have a look at their route to this position here in the upper bracket, we can have a look at this following screen now. We can see Curse took out Viva City Esports before then taking out Complexity, Do Not Jump, and then here they are, SK Gaming first taking out Fritos Banditos, which are one of my favourite names of the tournament, Monomaniac Esports second, Spin Move third, and now here they are. One of these teams is going to be going down to the loser bracket to play against Complexity, who was the winner. If I just quickly refresh the page, I'm sure we'll see that come up now. As yeah, you can see Complexity down here in the loser bracket, round 6, one of them which will go to face the winner of this tournament. But Zacubus, you're my co-commentator for the game. How much looking forward to this one are you? First map is going to be, I believe, Paladin.
It's going to be good. I think we could be in for some surprises. Curse are probably the favourites, I have to say, but with Rafa, Clock and ID, it really could be quite an upset, and we could see Curse dropping into that loser bracket. But if my money is on anyone, it would be Curse. They've been playing it longer. I think they've been more consistent so far, and they've had a slightly harder bracket as well. So let's see how they take on the SK lads.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we haven't really mentioned about Curse this tournament is since they were picked up from Curse, they replaced Vince with XP3. XP3 formerly Epsilon, Vince now playing for Spin Move. I mean, how do you think the acquisition of XP3 alongside Buds and Tailspin has affected them? Is it? I mean, it's obviously a positive one, but do you think it's enough to take out SK?
I believe so. XP3 is a very, very strong player, and he's a very good team player as well, and that's been obvious straight away. So maybe Tailspin and Buds felt Vince just wasn't fitting into that lineup enough and wasn't playing the positions the way they wanted him to, and obviously the changes had to be made. And ID and Clock narrowly missing rails from Tailspin now, and let's jump straight onto Tailspin. He's climbing up the top. Rafa doing some spam rockets, just misses. Tailspin now diving into more rockets on that jump pad and getting the high ground, but SK in good positions here. And Tailspin unlucky to hit that shot against Clock, but manages to get it eventually. But will he be able to pick off one more and dive onto the point? Rafa round the corner. ID pushing up on Tailspin, and Rafa doing the same and closing him down to get the first round of the game.
Yeah, good calm stuff there from SK Gaming, and as you would expect, the defensive side coming out on top. Remember, ShootMania is first to 9. You have to hit that 9 mark with a 2-round difference, and it is the attacking rounds that are usually the more difficult ones to obtain. So whether Clock can find one this early on, we'll have to see as he makes his way up this right-hand side, just trying to do a couple of cheeky trick jumps to find XP3. Someone's microphone, by the way, is crackling in the background. I'm not sure whose that is, but either way, Clock just trying to bait out the shot on towards Buds. He's going to take one from him, and then from Tailspin as well, just down to 1 life point as this point is opening up in about 15 seconds time. We'll have to see whether Clock can try turn things around, because this is looking very dim for him already as he tries to make the jump up on top of the wall and isn't quite going to get it. So plan B now here for Clock, making his way in, not going to quite connect with that shot on toward XP3. Will finally come for the second one. A little bit ballsy from XP3 actually to push out. This is a mini opportunity, but Tailspin saying no, it's not an opportunity. MVC, shut up. I'm going to finish things off and tie things up 1-1.
Indeed. Now Curse, XP3 up on attack. Let's see how these positions are set. They're slightly different from the first round. Rafa is behind the big donut. ID is pushed up forward as well. And Clock is sitting in the cage. This is going to be very interesting. XP3 could fall into a very aggressive trap here, and it has been sprung. And XP3 not managing to pick up ID. This is good for him now. He has got a free pass into the site, but decided to take it a little bit slower than he should have. Did he realise the other two were there? He must have done, surely.
I don't know. I mean, we often say spectators see the name tags whilst the players don't in game, so maybe XP3 had no idea they're both there. But, you know, still saying that, Zach still has position here.
Indeed, but he gave a little bit more time up than he should have, but still looking great position, and XP3 picking off Rafa now on the point, and now only Clock left, and can he get the free life rockets that he needs? And I don't think he can.
Almost. Managing to take away 2 of those lives from XP3. Could have potentially lost that one, but already here, man number 3, we're going to see an attacking round go in favour of XP3. That was a brilliant idea from SK kicking things off, but as soon as they lost that first player, that opening was made to get in behind the map, and regardless as to whether XP3 saw the 2 players out of position, he was able to turn that round into his favour, and that's going to be 2-1. And you know, like I said, every round is turning it into your favour on attack as it makes his way up this left-hand side. Going to have a quick look at what's going on. We can see XP3 just through that archway, Tailspin at the back. This time, no one on the rail platform. And whether it is aware of this, we'll see as he comes back in toward the middle to change focus on toward Buds. And so far, not able to open anything up for himself as they make the dive in up this ramp. Will manage to find Tailspin, not before it. Buds find one of his own, and there comes the final one. Oh no, wait, what? Have I completely gone blind? There's still one more player left. It is Buds. He has 7 seconds, and he'll find that frag as well. I'm failing here, David. Help me.
It's okay. ID just happened to be twitching like crazy, and he did some awesome groundwork there, and he cleared it up very, very nicely. That last twitch shot in particular, very, very tough angle to hit, and he slid his mouse in the right position and clutched that round back for SK, tying it all back up here nice and square. And Buds now looking to push onto Clock. ID pushing with Clock. Buds now only on 1 life. Rafa on the point, spamming some rockets. He is a little bit stuck here now, but can he actually get a rail on? No, he is stuck in this corner. He is surrounded in every angle, and Rafa will finish this off. Very, very nicely done by SK there. Good pressure, good panic put onto Buds, and he couldn't pick up any of those shots that he needed.
Yeah, but now SK Gaming have the space they want. They took that attacking round, then successfully defended. That's one attacking round apiece, and now Rafa is in the driving seat. If Rafa can now take an attacking round, that's going to put them in a brilliant position, but Kurt's going to want to do everything he can to stop him. Going to have a quick look at what's going on. No, I won't actually, as Rafa takes the bounce pad to try and bait out this player by the cage. XP3 from long range manages to catch Rafa out. Eliminate that first life point, and it looks like maybe Rafa wants to still try and bait out Buds coming back and forward on this platform, we call it. And will he make the push-up ramp? He's aware there is somebody at the top there. Tailspin waiting for him, and he makes his opportunity to push up the ramp. Not able to find the shot though. Tailspin playing with the corners very well. That said, Rafa finally finding the opening he wanted, shutting him down. 2-on-1 situation. Rafa losing another life point to Buds. In comes a sandwich from both defenders. Too many reload times to work with, and Ghosts are going to capitalise on that. 3-3.
Very, very nice stuff there. Good defense when there was only 2 players left. But Rafa did some good groundwork to actually push into that site. Managed to push through 2 and then pick off Tailspin. And it was very, very nicely done, to be fair. It's just a little bit unlucky that he couldn't position himself into a place where he could get put, well, not get pushed. But interesting tactics coming off from SK. They know have got him cornered, but Tailspin rock blocked. So many lasers, and now ID on the back foot. That was so nice from Tailspin. He just did the remarkably impossible there, getting away out of that corner with 3 SK players there, and now picking off ID and making it look too easy. Very nice stuff from Tailspin.
Yeah, so calm. A lot of players would be flying their mouse cursor across the screen there, but not Tailspin. Just knew those shots would come if he waited for them, and wait for them he did as he finally found Id, and that's going to be 4-3. And we're watching Clock now here on attack as he looks to try and get out Buds yet again. Buds the player to try and find the shot first, but this time Clock going to take 2, not only from Buds, but Tailspin starting things off by that metal fence, playing it so well, and by that top ramp, and XP3 is going to be able to finish things off, making it 5-3, and now we're back into the position where SK Gaming have to find an attacking round, but first defend against XP3.
Indeed, XP3 just making his way through the middle, trying some long-range shots, just missing by 29 centimeters. Pretty close, but not close enough as he would like. Checks out the spawns, because now he knows how SK plays. He knows they like to play a little bit crazy in the head and push out. And to be fair, it could have worked twice, but it's failed twice instead. So SK looking to play a little bit more defensively in the site, and XP3 gets in, no damage taken and no defense taken yet, but he is now hurt and has to push onto this point, and he is in a bad position to do so. So trying to make some space, hitting the jump pad, gets a nice shot onto Rafa through the jump pad, and now ID on the point. XP3, 1 life, he's going to try and pick up ID on the point, can't do so, and ID will find him with a rocket that seemed to have been around the corner.
Yeah, might as well have been. I was just at the right edge of that hitbox, but wasn't enough to find the connection, and that's going to be 5-4. It has to take this round here on attack, and if he doesn't, then things are getting closer and closer to that 9-round mark, and getting it sooner rather than later is going to assist with their confidence and get them the boost they might need to turn things around into their favour. Moving up this back left-hand side, you can see XP3 just hiding in actually in an orthodox position here, as I doesn't think it is aware of it, and he wasn't. He will find that first rocket. It will respond with one onto Tailspin, just to the left of XP3's mouse cursor, and 12 seconds until the point opens up. Now we'll find XP3. Almost looked like XP3 was past his cursor there, but the frag came out anyway. Now we've got a one-on-one situation. Id with 2 life points. Needs to try and make that defensive player waste a couple of rockets or find this frag, as we have 12 seconds now to get on the point. 1.5 seconds to cap it up. That's going to be enough, as he makes it 5-5.
But making a fatal mistake jumping down, or maybe rocket jumping down by accident, and giving Id a 3 point to capture there. And he's going to be kicking himself a little bit because it was a nice easy jump given ID that gave to Buds at the very end. But oh well, Bud's now on the attack and heading towards the donut on the left-hand side.
Yeah, just having a look as he takes that jump toward the... actually, this is an orthodox route to find Clock, and he will manage to get the frag, but look at the push-out where both of those players hiding in spawn, I assume so. Id and Rafa going huge, saving a possible situation from going the complete opposite way, and It's going to make it 6-5, and now look at this. ID with those 2 attacking rounds. Now Rafa again, like we saw early on, has the opportunity to take the lead here for SK Gaming. Can he do it this time as he directs his attention toward XP3? Not going to poke out. At least that's where XP3 would normally be. And yeah, you can see him at the back of the map. So it looks like again Rafa going to be trying to deal with Buds and Tailspin. But Tailspin and Buds just playing those angles so well so far this match here on Paladin. And going to continue that form, shutting Rafa down 6-6. Now,
Indeed, great defense from Buds and Tailspin there. Great spam, and obviously XP3 had rotated round, and he was ready to pick up some easy rockets on it. Rafa right there as well. If the spam rockets had missed, so good stuff from Curse there. And let's see how Tailspin is going to approach Clock. Will he dive in there? Will he bait him out? And I think he has. Very nice stuff from Tailspin, getting a nice easy frag there. Clock didn't know which way to dive. He just Oh no, ID in a bad position, but Tailspin misses an easy shot. He had more time than he thought. Should have used the 3-point crosser, I think. And Rafa is on top of the map. Tailspin trying to find him. Rocket's just touching his feet, narrowly avoiding them. He's trying to pick off Rafa as Rafa falls down with the easy jump. And oh, ID rotating round very quickly, knowing that Rafa was going to get picked and picking up those 2 easy rockets as he was on the point. But very nicely done from ID, saving that clutch round.
That's the thing, Tailspin knew if he took the shot it and missed, or ID, sorry, and missed, then we would have seen the drop down from Rafa. So instead waited for Rafa to drop down, took the shot as he should have, but ID some clutch play to close things out, and it's going to keep them in here 7-6. Now Clock has the opportunity to take the lead for SK Gaming as he makes his little cheeky trick jumps up on this left hand side. But the Curse guys have gotten onto that, but XP3, oh my god, 2 brilliant rockets, and despite going down, yeah, you can see in the bottom left, worked out. Here's what the Curse player says, is it definitely has a 2-on-1 situation with just a single life point for Clock. This is looking very strong now for the Curse side, and Clock has everything to do in these next 13 seconds. Remember, 1.5 to cap it up. 8 rockets between those defenders for that single life, and well, it will take us some nice position. Spam. It's going to make it 7-7. Curse going to continue defending.
It's really some sweet stuff there from XP3. Those rockets were so nice. And now we have XP3 on his attacking round as well, so looking fairly strong. One attacking round so far, 6 rockets. In fact, all the Curse guys are 6 rockets, but SK on the offensive on this defense. Very close. Clock pushed out of the cage. ID also, and Rafa has now decided to join in with the fight, but they don't need Rafa. ID and Clock had that covered all the way through, and that's what I like to see. New strategies, new pushes. Much better. Holding that mid area is such a good thing to do, I think, and it'd be nice to see other teams do it as well, because it does manipulate your opponent's mind quite a bit.
Yeah, and what I'm interested to see so far as well, Zakibus, is we've not really seen anyone play on that rail platform, which is definitely not like Paladin to say the least, but we'll have to see how ID is going to try and open up these shots for himself as he makes his way up this left-hand side. It is, again, XP3 likely to be there, but that is a brilliant shot on toward Tailspin, and when you're not playing the rail platform, that long-distance laser shot without being zoomed in is definitely a much more easier one to take, as he will show us that. Find that first frag, and now 2 players to find, XP3 and Buds, and with 3 life points, this is looking good. He can close out map number 1 here, ID. Is he going to dive the point? Yes, he will. He's got time on it. 1.5 to cap it up. He will manage to do it as well. That's going to be first map here in favour of SK Gaming, and what a way to do it. Brilliant shot onto Tailspin.
Truly Nod Max style there as well. He just went, I'm going for it. Here it is. I know that they're in bad positions here to the left and the right, and that gives me like an extra half a second for free on the point, and with that nice little jump towards the end gave him the easy win for his team there. But I say easy win, it was definitely not easy, but ID showing how strong he is with 12 rockets and 3 attacking rounds. It was basically a one-man team.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, at the same time, where were those Curse players? ID just dived toward the point. It just felt like that the players of Curse just didn't expect it. And if there's one thing I expect watching this Curse ShootMania Invitational tournament is for players just to dive on that point. It's things we've seen time and time again. And it felt like they almost gifted ID that last point at the very end there. But a very close first map. Definitely entertaining. And we are going to be moving now on to Castle Crasher, which, Zacubus, I believe is your favourite map ever.
It is my favourite map ever because you can do so much on it on defence, and it's just a lot of fun. You don't have to play it the same way every time, and I'm going to guess that we're going to see that as well because SK, last time we saw them play this map and they were losing, they decided, you know what, we're going to switch up, we're all going to defend at the back of the point, so it'll be interesting to see if SK are going to play back of the point this time, or are they going to try and do a little bit more aggressive at the front, or will they back off if they give away too many attacking rounds. So let's see how things kick off, and let's see if Curse can actually get some groundwork back in and take this map back for themselves.
Yeah, they certainly have to start off strong and then make their presence known, try and find a way to shake off the confidence that ID is going to have after that final round, and it will be Red Team Curse to attack, to attack first. No, to defend first. Well, I can no longer read. And, you know, one of the things I think is especially important on this map, more so than perhaps any other, is who attacks first, especially now after the changes with how fast players move, and it will be ID in true ID fashion to do it.
And ID going straight under the point, and have they realised? Yes, they have. Tailspin coming out with some spam rockets, and XP3 is coming round and rotating back round, and they're in good positions here now. ID is looking to be shut down very quickly from Buds from the side. Very, very nice rotations there from Curse.
Yeah, just to talk a little bit about footsteps as you watch Buds open up on his attacking round. If you're on grass, you can barely hear them. If you're on concrete, you can definitely hear them. And if you're in tunnels, well, that's pretty obvious from almost the get-go. So you have to be very quick, and you have to hit your shot on the exit. And unfortunately, ID wasn't. But an interesting thing, actually, was that yesterday we saw Rafa attack first on this map. So I think maybe as Buds opens up onto clock, for SK Gaming, it's a case of who's playing best on the day attacks first. And right now for Curse, Buds is looking very, very strong on his attacking round, as he will pick up ID as well. Just one more player now remaining, and Curse Buds here with 3 lives. This surely should be almost gifted round victory for him. He doesn't need to open himself up. He can just dive on that point, make Rafa fire off 1 or 2 rockets, and he'll be able to capture it up in 1.5 seconds. And sorry, certainly looking good here as he will make his walk up toward the point, find the shot onto Rafa. 2-0. First attacking round already here for Curse.
Indeed, and Curse looking very comfortable on their home map, as they should be. And let's see how the defense is going to be setting up right now for Curse. One going on the right side, one in mid-cage, and one back of mid-cage. But Clock has decided to go back under again. And Tailspin is going to reply with rockets to the face, and Clock is now surrounded. I think he's going to have to rethink his strategy a little bit. But maybe no, he's being stubborn and he's just going to try and rush it out. And he's closed off just by Tailspin alone.
Yeah, I think unlike ID, actually, Clock didn't mean to drop down there. I think the rockets just knocked him down off the second ledge that he was trying to make that jump across to. But either way, that's going to be 3-0 in favour of Curse. I mean, I've got Tailspin up. It looks like he wants to go very aggressive on this left-hand side, but look at the positioning from ID just to the left-hand side of the snake wall. He saw Rafa as well at the back, and you've also got Clock to his left. Tailspin knows that left-hand side route is no longer easy access. He has to work for these frags and work for them. In fact, he will, as he will find ID. That's one player now eliminated. He doesn't know where Rafa is, but he can just sit around here and leave Clock to fight back by this cage and just dive to the point at the last possible moment, find Rafa. But that said, Clock will find one rocket to eliminate one of those life points away from Tailspin, and now things get difficult. Can Tailspin hold on?
I think maybe he can. He just picked off Clock, and there's only Rafa on the point. And things are looking very similar here, apart from the lives that Tailspin has. I believe he's only on 1 left, and Rafa is now going in for the push, but didn't quite commit enough to it, but it doesn't have to because he has the time to waste.
Yeah, good stuff from Rafa. Really playing with that Clock. I guess that's what you have to expect from a world champion in Quake Live. Now here in ShootMania on an attacking round for SK Gaming. Looking to close the gap. They need an attacking round. That's some good avoid of that spammer. Will respond as well with a frag on toward XP3. He's pulling out the Michael Jackson in the air at the moment, like a butterfly, I think, from the previous game we saw last time, Dave, if you're going to make that reference again. And, let's see if he can continue this on and find Tailspin. He will narrowly miss. Tailspin going to find a rocket for himself. And just down to 2 lives now. 14 seconds until the point opens up. Rafa still has position on this defender. Will he go for him, or is he just going to dive on that point, find that frag, and capture at the point? I don't think he can risk that. So he is trying to find the shot on a Tailspin, and again, rock block for the second time. But this time, I'm going to utilize the reload. Find the shot on toward Tailspin. Now just 1 player remaining. Brilliant shot. Something we see from Fantastic time and time again in the European scene. This time pulling it out for SK Gaming in the Curse Invitational. 3-2. They needed that Zakibus, and they got it.
Indeed, and Rafa stinging like a bee. And let's see how XP3 will reply. He's going to be a little bit mad after that last defensive round, and when they had that early lead and now it is wasted. They've got some more groundwork to do, and SK are just not going to let them do that, and holding a more defensive position. They don't feel maybe as confident as they were, playing more up front, and this is very common of SK to fall back like this.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Normally, at this kind of scoreline, you'd say, you know, pressure's even across both teams, but Curse are 1 map down at the moment, and losing this best of 3 would send them down to the losers bracket on their final chance here in the tournament. The winner, of course, still having 2, but that is a good response on the defense. Tailspin and XP3 just keeping the pressure on the SK player, not letting him push on forward, always forcing him back. Runs out of sprint eventually, and that's when they capitalize. Good stuff from the Curse guys, and now we got Buds up on attack as he will avoid all of that spam. Now look at this. This is a ballsy push in toward the first arch. Instead, now going to focus again attention toward the cage player, as he also tries to bait out maybe a player on the rail platform. And as he makes his push down, I want to have a quick look at what's going on. You can see, yeah, ID just playing the rail platform, and he will manage to find him as well. Rafa's going to respond, eliminate one of those lives, but Rafa has to make time for his second defender to get back. Rafa cannot afford to go down here. This is extremely bad now for Buds. Buds has at least 2 more free shots before Clock will get in toward his face. 2 more mistakes Clock will have to make, and this is it now. Buds has to hit this next shot, and yes, he will. 5-3. They needed to get it. Buds is getting a second attacking round, and now they're back into the lead.
Indeed, nice stuff coming off from Buds, and as you were saying, Rafa should have waited the time, waited for his teammate to rotate, and push together as a time push, rather than trying to be the hero that he was in that attacking round, but now he just gave away that defensive round. And now Clock taking off 2 though, and it's now the tables have turned 1 life for 1 life. How will this end up? Clock, Buds, nice rocket jump away. He's running back to the point as quickly as he possibly can. He's going to try and get in position, and he's on the rail pad and very close to shooting Clock. Clock now just diving across this battlefield, looking for that last shot to gain back that last round that they just lost. And can he do it? Can the pressure add up? Can Clock pull this back for his team and tie it all back here on Castle Crasher? And he does.
Yeah, you couldn't really ask more from Buds there. He played the defensive side well as well. It was unfortunate that he wasn't able to take that one for his team, and unlike most defensive players, he made sure he utilised the map on his return to the pole to try and hold that ground. Got on that rail platform, but just was not enough. The attacking rail comes out from SK yet again, and things reversed back on toward Curse. The pressure now on them as they have to take this map. Tailspin rock blocking Clock, but you know, this is still good for SK. They've got 3 players. They're not going to allow Tailspin to get past his cage. Tailspin has a small opportunity to dive down the left-hand side. We haven't got a player now by this cage, as Tailspin will manage to find Clock on his return toward the point. That's going to make it 2-on-1. 2 life points for Tailspin. 8 rockets between those defenders. 6 seconds until the point opens up for 15. We'll take in 1.5 to cap up. That is a free frag. I don't think Rafa was expecting him to take that direction. I didn't even see ID in his cross there then either. The wow comes out from Clock. Brilliant, brilliant round there from Tailspin. 6-4.
Taking off his arm. The only thing he could see, and wow, nice stuff there from Tailspin. Finally getting an attacking round on the board as well. He's going to be happy with that one. It was a superb round, and attacking rounds are flying out from either side here. And let's see if anybody can actually hold up the defense now, as Curse want to take this defensive round, and I think they're going to. Rafa on the pressure. He cannot get away from XP3, but he does! and dives off the map. He's just see how he's going to respond to this though. Will he go under or will he go up top? He's deciding to go under, and this could be a mistake. Tailspin is waiting at the front of that cage entrance, but Rafa playing it real sneaky, going through the death hole instead. That could have given him some time, but he's going to have to make some push onto the point straight away, and there's going to be rockets everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Oh, rock blocked, and then followed up by a mid-air rocket from Tailspin, and Rafa's going to be really annoyed with that because he thought he had that shot.
I mean, it looks so easy. If you get rock blocked, you just fire another one straight away. But the reality is, it just is not that obvious. And Rafa wasn't then able to find the shot. But that's 7-4. 2 points away now here, Curse, from taking this to map point and tying things up 1-1. And that's certainly a way to do it. If you can take this round, the defensive side would be almost guaranteed. Not only on this map, but any map here in ShootMania. It is the easiest one, as we mentioned, time and time again. Narrowly missing that opening on toward Clock and on Clock's return back toward that point. But look at this, 15 seconds to work with. XP3 can rotate left to right, has so many different angles. Keep these defenders guessing. Gonna miss yet again onto Clock. These are some big misses when they matter most, but they still have that cushion of those two attacking rounds. Can XP3 send them through? 15 seconds on this point. He has 3 lives. He just needs to find one frag. He's not going to do it. 2 life points now is Rafa will eliminate one. Time is running out. 4 seconds remaining. Another defensive rocket from Rafa. Clock's going to shut him down. 7-5.
The defense holds up, and XP3 just couldn't find that pick. SK not showing themselves, getting the nice spam out, and just putting the overwhelming pressure on that point there, which they needed. But they did look shaken up, that's for sure. SK on the early defense, they seem to always get picked, but ID now replying with his own picks, and he is looking to pick up another, and he's rushing through this middle area. Decides, you know what, not yet. I want to know where this other guy is on my left. I want to know who I can pick off and bait out as easily as possible, and I think he's just going to decide, Tailspin, I want you dead. And he just misses the shot by a fraction, and again, Tailspin narrowly avoiding instant rail death. And ID now looking towards the point, and he's opened it completely up. Tailspin has to make a run for it and does some awesome rockets, but ID misses the easy rail. And Tailspin saves it for Curse. ID must be hitting himself. If he just ran to the point, he would have been in a better position for that opening frag. But he was too confident in his own aim, I feel.
Yeah, I know what ID was thinking. He wanted to take the player out by this middle cage, giving him so many shots on the left-hand side player's return. Instead, it was the more difficult option. It didn't work out for him. Tailspin just absolutely punished him for it. But Buds now has the opportunity to end it for Curse. Can he make it pay for SK Gaming, as he will eliminate ID 1-on-2 situation? Now, Buds with those 3 lives, again, just needs to find one more frag. One more frag would almost gift him this round victory. Just trying then to waste the defensive player's rocket, the last man standing on that platform. But here we go, that situation we saw last time. Can Buds find the shot? So far not. Clock just using that pole extremely well at this point. Buds now trying to opt to switch up the angle. Maybe try and get a different position, missing onto Rafa. SK Gaming might just be able to hold on here. 1 life point now remaining. Rafa connecting with another one. Clock's going to shut him down. 8-6. SK Gaming holding on here in the second map.
And Clock is up on his attacking round, and he has already an attacking round, so he is hoping to save this and get... And oh no, the spam is too good from Curse. They have spammed him too well, and Buds will close it us off very easily indeed, and we will be going to a third map MVC.
Yeah, as I've just remembered, the overlay was not on the screen at all during that game. But yeah, whatever, my mistake. But that is a brilliant round. And really, I cannot believe ID could not close off that round. He had it in his fingers and just somehow did not able to connect with any of those laser shots. But that is going to be 1-1. And again, what a game we have on our hands here in the ShootMania Curse Invitational. All the games of today have been fantastic. All the games, I say the last game. But all the games of yesterday and today so far have been fantastic, is what I meant to say. And just stunning stuff to see, really.
And what a map pick now. Solar Flare as the map pick for SK. Now, I didn't expect that. So, obviously, they must feel confident on this map. They feel as if they've got very good defense. And it is the easiest map probably to defend in the whole of ShootMania.
Yeah, but maybe SK have something up their hands. I remember watching them play against MME on Wednesday when it was Indred and Winters casting, and they had a very close game. Almost MME able to take this one away, but they've had a few more days to practice it. Maybe they're thinking Curse perhaps not well prepared, but I remember watching Curse at ridiculous hours in the morning in the week leading up to this event, and they were practicing this, so this could be a very, very close final map.
Indeed, it is. This is going to be a good match to be watching. That's for sure.
I mean, let's put
SK,
this map in. Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say SK versus Curse. It's been very, very close so far. Paladin going to SK, and now Curse angry and on fire from that last round on Castle Crasher. They look very, very strong on those attacking rounds towards the end, and the defense definitely stepped up towards the end as well.
Yeah, indeed, but here we go. Map number 3 here in the ShootMania Curse Invitational winner bracket final between SK Gaming and Curse. One of these teams, after these next potential max rounds of 9, is going to be knocked down to the loser bracket. The other guaranteeing themselves $1,500 for second place. First place taking home $3,000. One of these teams wants 2 chances in that grand final, and I sure as hell think it's both of them as we watch Buds now take, wow, all of those life points eliminated almost instantly. ID and Clock to shut things off. 1-0 on the board.
Indeed, and SK were just like, yeah, you can get in the middle. We don't mind if you go in the middle. We've got these positions left and right of here. As soon as you miss, we're just going to lay on some heavy artillery. And yet they did. Rockets flying everywhere and smashing his teeth in.
Indeed, and ID this time, like where we saw the player for Curse go down, he's going to take that similar angle. See if he can make it work for himself as he dodges these rockets like something I've seen before. 17 seconds until the point opens. Remember, 1.5 to cap it, and 2 lives against 3 players is exactly what Curse want it to happen in the next 10 seconds. But wow, look at the ballsy push out. He's going to get rock blocked, and Tailspin will shut him down, tying things at 1-1 here on map 3.
Indeed, and with those rock blocks now in effect in that middle sort of archway, it is so hard for the attacker to even push up even more. This patch has definitely made this map even harder to defend. Harder to attack on, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, XP3, again, middle being favourable for the attacker, and this is something different. Usually we see the players all push down this right-hand side, but as I say that in true fashion, XP3 decides to do exactly that. But wow, look at that spam from Clock, going to eliminate 2 lives. XP3 and myself was not expecting that, and now we've got a 1 life on 3 defensive player situation. This is almost impossible, and that was an almost impossible shot. He'll find onto Ward ID. Now he has position on the floor, rock blocked by Rafa. Rafa's going to get away with his life, and still we have a 2-on-1. XP3 is going to be knocked down. That, I fear, is going to be a round now in favour of SK. Surely XP3 won't be allowed to jump over. No, he won't. The setup from SK on either side, just well coordinated. 2-1.
Ooh, SK getting a little bit lucky there. Even though XP3 was on 1 life, still he had position, and if he just got Rafa down, then it would have been game over, I feel. ID was in a bad position still up top, and if he had fallen down, when Rafa was down, it would have been game over. Well, it may well be, because Clock just picking off XP3 at the top of the hill. Very, very nice shot. Now Clock looking to pick up his second. Waiting for the obvious pick to come up, but nothing has been shown really. Tailspin hiding well, spamming preemptively afterwards. And now Clock is looking to push and just falls off the ledge instead. Getting a little bit unlucky on not shooting Buds' head off. Now he's climbing up to the hill, taking some spam. Nice spam coming in from Buds. Looks like he's going to save this round for his team, and he does it so well.
Yeah, almost able to find Buds at the end, but not quite. That's going to make it 2-2. And now we're going to rotate on toward Tailspin for Curse on his attacking round. As we'll see where he'll attack from. Maybe we'll see a straight lower right attack. No, Tailspin actually again going up this left-hand side. And I like to see this, mixing it up on attack, just not going one way every round, just keeping the defenders guessing. But with that said, the defenders are going to be trying to ping this attacking player Tailspin, giving the rest of their team a idea of where Tailspin is moving to. And right now Tailspin coming in very aggressive on toward ID. ID's going to punish him, eliminate that first life point. 2 lives now for Tailspin, saving himself just from that rocket clutch laser, keeping those 2 lives for the time being. Now, have we seen the player drop down toward the point? Yes, we have 3 SK players down there. It's imperative that none of them go down because Tailspin still has 2 lives, and that could be enough here on Solar Flare to gift him the round. That is a cautious drop down. He gets time on the point, but good calm play from ID and Rafa. Going to pick up that frag and make it 3-2. Rafa up now for SK.
Indeed, some good bounces on the point there, keeping him all floaty-like and easy follow-on shots for both Rafa and Id. So let's see how Rafa will be able to contend. Doing the same push again as Tailspin, going through the mid area and narrowly avoiding all those rockets there. And rushing up to now Buds, go for the shot but misses it instead, changing his target onto Tailspin and now looking to find another position. And I think he's going all the way left, which is going to be good. And will the Curse team switch it up? Will they start rotating up to top? Only XP3 is up there now, and Rafa is almost pushed up. Bud's Tailspin just waiting on the point. Bud's doing some educated spam there through the little hole. Picks off some armor. Picks off 2 pieces of armor, and very, very nicely done there from Curse. Good defense, and it's not easy going through that mid hole there, as you just saw.
Indeed, that's 3-3 now. Buds up if again, just state the obvious. We've seen no attacking rounds for both teams. We've not seen that separation, and maybe Buds for Curse here can start things off. Buds we've saw so many times in this matchup do the impossible, and maybe he can now here on Solar Flare as he'll miss by 16 centimeters on toward ID. Meanwhile, Clock gonna respond with a rocket of his own, putting him down to just 2 life points now. 15 seconds until the point opens up. Rafa just making sure Buds is pinged at all times, so when Buds makes the jump across, ID and Clock can peek out and hit the rockets. And as we say that, Clock will connect, or sorry, Clock will go down to Buds' laser. Rafa surely would have dropped down during the rotate around the donut wall. Yes, you can see now him on the point. 2-on-1, down to 1 life now. Buds, ID gonna connect. Can the defensive side hold on? Want to switch on to ID, who's currently playing the pole, trying to keep him away. And it will be Rafa to come in from the side, shut him down 4-3. Again, good defensive play from both sides.
Indeed, and now up on attack, ID. And can he break the trend? Can he break this defense? And he is going to go onto this right-hand side. Tries to pick off Tailspin on that corner, but misses miserably, unfortunately. And now heading towards the mid area. Spam is flying in between. ID somehow avoiding it there. Looking for the shot onto XP3 up top. Misses ever so slightly, and again. And now ID heading towards the back of the site. The most popular way to attack this angle, and Tailspin looking to get picked here, I feel, but no, replies with rockets, 1 and 2, and then finally gets his headshot off, and oh, rock blocked, but no, denied. Buds has gone down as well. ID in a good position, 1v1, getting the rock blocked. Now he just needs this final shot, and can he get it? He does! He opens this up for SK, and this could be really, really tight now.
Yeah, you mentioned the defensive side just so strong here on Solar Flare, and that attacking round could be all SK Gaming need as they quickly approach that 9-round mark. Can XP3 revert pressure straight away, even things out here on his attacking round? We'll see as he spots Rafa over on that that opposite side of the map. And as I say that, look at that, ID just playing that position so well. Maybe XP3 even opting to take the left-hand side. Is he going to come back straight toward the middle? It is really impossible to predict what players they're going to do on this map, since there is very limited on attack. You have to play with what you're given, and very little is given to XP3 in terms of movement, as ID will get all 3, making it 6-3.
Now, if Clock could pick up an attacking round as well now, that is going to be GG. It really is. It's so hard to get those attacking rounds in on this map. And in fact, it could be over already, in my opinion, with the SK defense being very, very strong right now. And Curse really do not want to be going to that lower bracket. There's lots of money to be played, and Clock taking some early damage there. One life remaining for Clock. Now can he push onto Tailspin? He does, but he gets a rocket to the face.
Yeah, rocket to the nose, face, whatever. Indeed, he will be eliminated. That's going to make it 6-4. And again, Tailspin now on attack. Has to get this attacking round for Curse as he makes his way through the tunnel area. His footsteps, I'm sure, will be heard by one of the SK players as I peek around. Clock on the right hand side. It would be ID to make the call. You can see the spam coming out. They're aware of it. Clock's going to make a jump across. I'm not sure what Clock is doing. Clock could have just gifted this round to Tailspin. Rafa has to drop down toward the point. Tailspin has to jump across. And it looks like Tailspin's going to allow Rafa to get down as he makes his way up toward this upper tier of Solar Flare. Rafa still not dropping down Rock Block, but he will manage to get down toward the point. Needs to stay alive here, Rafa. That's a brilliant elimination of that life point on toward Tailspin. That could have been enough to save Clock from the embarrassment of potentially evening things up here on this final map. It's going to go down as well. One more player remaining. It's one-on-one. Rafa versus Tailspin, the world champion for Quake Live. Can he hold on here against Tailspin's 2 lives? No, he can't. Tailspin's going to find the shot, shut him down, and wow, I just cannot believe what Clock did there, Zacubus.
There's going to be some team talks to clap Clock there, and so annoying really to give away that round like that. It was pointless. Why did you just do that, Clock? You silly man.
I don't think he even knows why he's doing it. He's going to be kicking himself, but that's it. We're all tied up effectively. That said, SK still have a slight lead, 6-5. If they do get this, they are, of course, attacking first. Attacking first. No, defending first. I'm so confused right now. It's ridiculous, but Rafa,
just focus on the action.
3 seconds. Point opening up. Bud's going to connect with 2 rockets of his own. This round is almost over now for Rafa. Can't be hoping for too much in this situation. He's got 3 players to try and avoid those 12 rockets. A lot have been fired off, but look at Bud's just waiting for the jump across. Shut down. 6-6. Tied up again.
Indeed, and I'm still a little bit annoyed at SK for giving away that attacking round that they gave away to Curse. But Curse have got to be happy. They're tied it back up now, and maybe Buds can open it up again. He's been very, very strong these past couple of games, and he is probably looking for some much-wanted Rafa right now as he's trying to pick off Rafa up the top, trying to get into another position. Rafa is in the cage, though. Looking strong. Clock decides to back him up there as well, and Buds seems preoccupied, and Clock is going to come in behind. Can Clock knock him off? He can do indeed.
Well, he did enough, able to find the shot. That's a brilliant work from Clock. Had that frag gone for free in favour of Curse, Buds, it could have gone the opposite direction, as we've seen many times. But ID up now for SK Gaming, and this could be a round to send them to match point, guaranteeing them $1,500 in the grand final of the ShootMania Curse Invitational, sponsored also by SteelSeries. But this is a monumental feat that he has to accomplish, and that is a brilliant opening towards Buds. If he can find Tailspin now, that would be a free shot onto the final player. I think ID can do this. Can he make up for that disappointing end on the final map, the last map we saw? Yes, he can. XP3 is going to go down. Finally, we see ID and what he's made of. 8-6, and now in a defensive round, they have the possibility here to end this one and go through to the grand final.
Indeed, and then Bud's making the open mistake, giving that open frag, and the pressure is back on Curse. Now, can XP3 save the day? He doesn't want to go into that loser bracket. He doesn't want to play Complexity right now. He wants to beat SK. That's all he's thinking about, and will he be able to do it? He's looking for a frag here, but narrowly avoids all that spam. He's looking towards Rafa. Rafa knows this is going to hide behind the cage. Does so well, but Clock jumps up, misses the easy shots, but gets some just in case. And now XP3 still committed to that top area. Oh, the air rockets! Superb from ID and Clock, and they are going to take the match, and they are going to go in to the winner bracket final.
Even if you kill ID, he kills you with his rocket. And that just bounced him and propelled him into Clock's brilliant end to Solar Flare. And it almost looked like Curse could come back into that one, Zacubus. That was a free round gifted to Clock, but, you know, they composed themselves, put it behind him, and they were able to still to take the map and advance through to the grand final.
Indeed, and what a way to finish it as well with those air rockets. Pachoo, pachoo. So cool.
Indeed.
And yeah, let's see how Curse will favour against Complexity. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But of course, that does mean whoever predicted SK to win 2-1 against Curse there, you have potentially put yourself in another chance of winning a SteelSeries Sensei Raw Gaming mouse. That Johnny, I don't know why he's laughing. Johnny, why are you laughing?
Did nobody vote for SK to win?
Is that... I can't hear you. No one can hear you, Johnny.
He's muted. You're muted, Johnny.
Sorry, I was laughing and didn't want anyone to hear. Anyways, we have 2 votes for SK to win 2-1 over Curse, but they came in so late that if there were any others, I wouldn't have counted them. So I'm just going to randomize these 2 and see who won.
Let's just do it now.
Who's
Why
it
not?
between? Who's between? Who's it between? Let's find out both of them.
Yeah, give us both names.
That
It's
pressure's on.
between someone called Vince B and Pixel from Fragdolls.
Is that a Vince? He's lost a lot of eyes. It's about time he won something.
Damn! I'm going with Fragdolls. Fragdolls will win this. They've won it every time so far. They always
Okay,
win it.
There we go. I'm
they
going to
got
roll the
breasts.
randomizer.
I
Vince
need
wins
some tense music. Who?
Vince wins it.
Oh, Vince. Is that actually the Vince with the number 1? Is that
Yeah,
the same Vince?
He's well happy. Spin move, Vince.
Look, Vince, no one's going to forget when you fell off of Castle into the water, but you've won yourself a SteelSeries Sensei Raw Gaming mouse, so everything is fine. So congratulations to Vince, you won yourself a SteelSeries Sensei Raw Gaming mouse, and stick around. We've got the final lower bracket game, which is of course Complexity going up against Curse, a matchup I'm sure many did not expect. But for here in the upper bracket, we're all but finished, and we'll be back very shortly for the beginning of the conclusion here of the ShootMania Curse Invitational, hosted by FPSGeneral, sponsored also by SteelSeries. Don't go anywhere.